Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video, we're going to talk start collecting Warhammer 40k, and today we're going to take a look at the Dark Angels box set, the Lion and Retinue, and see how we can use this particular box set to start a Dark Angels army. Now, we're going to go through the contents of this box set, whether you could grab this box set together or indeed grab these units separately. We know the Lion will come out by himself separately eventually, but we're going to talk about both the units inside this box set before looking at some other units we can use to expand upon this initial box set, and then finally finish off the video with a little sample army list of 1,000 points for you to use as some inspiration for starting your own Dark Angels army. And so, to start with, we obviously have Lion L. Johnson, Primarch of the Dark Angels in this box set. Now, he's equipped with both Fealty and Armor Lewis, which is his sword and his really cool gun. So, first of all, Armor Luminous is a plasma bolt weapon combi weapon. The plasma weapon is strength 8 minus 4 AP damage 2. The bolt weapon, what you expect there, pistol 2, but both weapons are pistol variations, which is really cool. And then Fealty is his sword. This has a strike or sweep profile. The strike profile will be plus 4 strength, minus 5 AP damage 4, or the sweep will double his attacks, remain at his base strength, which is 6, AP minus 3, damage 2, but like I said, double those attacks from 10 to 20. This guy can be an absolute beast in close combat. Other than that, he's got weapon skill, ballistic skill, and a save of 2+, 10 attacks as we mentioned, 9 wounds, strength, and toughness 6. Now, the Forest Walk ability will allow him to deploy off the table and come on from reserves 9 inches away from enemy units, but when he does so as well, he will get to reroll charges. The Emperor's Shield he's carrying will have an invulnerable saving throw of 4+, and each time a saving throw is made for the model against a melee attack on a modified 6, he will do a mortal wound back to the attacking unit to a maximum of 3 per turn. We then have Martial Exemplar, where at the start of the fight phase, if he's within engagement range of any enemy units, he fights first, so he will cleave through hordes of troops. And Primarch of the First Legion means while the friendly Dark Angels core or character unit is within 6 inches of him, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, you can reroll hit rolls of 1 and reroll wound rolls of 1 as well. On top of that, he has 2 Watchers in the Dark with him, where up to twice per battle he can attempt to deny the Witch as if he were a Psyker, and if he's attempting to deny the Psychic power of a Chaos Psyker, he can reroll such tests. Joining him are some Blade Guard Veterans, a really good unit for the Space Marines. Blade Guard Veterans are effectively your Primaris version of your veteran troops, though they are much more combat oriented. They've got mastercrafted power swords, and they've also got their bolt pistols in there as well. These guys are going to pack out with a ton of attacks at a decent rate, especially when they're around the Lion. They're going to provide him with some really solid support. Those mastercrafted power swords are plus 1 strength, minus 3 AP damage 2, 3 attacks base per model, add a strength of 5 when you add in the power swords bonus. They can also have their storm shields for a 4 up invulnerable save, plus 1 to their saving throws, meaning they are a 2 up save. And the Blade Guard Veteran Sergeant can have a Neo-Volkite pistol or plasma pistol, potentially like the Neo-Volkite pistol for a little bit of mortal wound damage dealing. Now, looking at some other units we can bring into the force. The first of these are the Deathwing Terminator Squad. Now, the Deathwing Terminator Squad, I think this is the way I like to go to begin with, because I think, for me, this is the one that's going to bring you the most options. It's going to be the most versatile unit. What's cool about this is it combines sort of the use of both assault and tactical Terminators from the other Space Marine forces. So you can have, assault cannons, cyclone missile launchers, and you can also actually have plasma cannons in this unit, which is really cool for a nice heavy D3, strength 8, minus 3 AP damage 2 blast weapon, though potentially can hurt yourself. They also can have Thunder Hammers, Storm Shields, twin pairs of Lightning Claws, Power Fists, Chain Fists, and all of that goodness in the unit. So they're a really versatile unit that can be built up in a lot of ways. Can be built as sort of, a mixed bag, can be built as a more fire support unit, can be built as a dedicated combat unit. Really like this unit. I think they provide you with the best benefit to start building on your elite choices. We then have the Brutalis Dreadnought, which is an absolute beast of a model. So the Brutalis Dreadnought is going to be able to provide you with some nice heavy hitting combat power. It's Brutalis Talons or Brutalis Fist, which will get you some Storm Assault gun bonuses as well. You've got the Icarus Iron Hail Heavy Stubber on its back, and you've also got the ability for some heavy bolters or multi-melters on its chest. This thing will go in and absolutely punch, but it also does provide some really solid firepower. A Primaris Librarian, I think, is a really interesting take. You definitely will need a HQ choice to go along with the rest of the force here to enable you to run an Arc's Omen detachment. Primaris Librarians are relatively cheap, and as Dark Angels, you've got some really interesting psychic powers in there. I think some of the ones that can turn off aura abilities and stuff like that to really make your troops that much better, when you're probably already going to have better troops taking, you know, veterans and Terminators, and indeed Lion and Dreadnought all against your enemies. Lastly, though, talking about some other units, I want to talk about the Land Speed of Vengeance. This is a particular favourite of mine. The Land Speed of Vengeance is the sort of heavier armed land speeder of the Dark Angels. Now, it has a Plasma Storm Battery, which is heavy 2d3, strength 8, minus 3 AP, damage 2 blast, though it can go to strength 9 and damage 3 if it chooses to supercharge the weapons. Now, it's got an assault cannon on it, or a heavy bolter as well, which is pretty cool, so this can add in some extra firepower to an already impressive firepower model. On top of that, it's a 3+ base save land speeder, which is really nice as well. And so here we have our sample army list for you. Now, obviously, we're playing the Dark Angels. We've got an Arcs of Omen detachment here. It's the easiest way to get this force on the table. This means we've got Elites as our compulsory choice, and we've got a Primaris Librarian filling in the required HQ slot, who's got the Mind Wipe Psychic Power. This effectively stops opponents' aura abilities working on a particular unit. Other than that, we go to Elites. We've got a unit of 3 Blade Guard Veterans with the Neo-Volkite pistol on the Sergeant, Brutalis Dreadnought with Talons and Multi-Melters, and then we've got the Terminator squad here. Pretty simple, Power Sword and Stormbolter on the Sergeant. The rest of them have Power Fists. Most of them have Stormbolters, so we are putting the Plasma Cannon in there as well. We then have a Ravenwing Land Speed of Vengeance with the Assault Cannon, Plasma Storm Battery, and Lionel Johnson to lead the force, taking the Warlord trait, no hiding from the Watchers, which is his special Warlord trait. This is 995 points, 52 power level, 5 CP to start the table. It's definitely, you know, a very elite Space Marine force, but with the Land Speed of Vengeance, and indeed, even with that Plasma Cannon on the Deathwing Terminators and the ability to put Lion or Johnson off the field, you've got some really interesting options for playing around with how you deploy, how you sort of play out with this force. I think at 1,000 points, Lion is going to do a lot of work. So this could be a really fun army to put down on the table. If you've got some ideas on how to put Lionel Johnson down on the table in your first 1,000 points, let us know some of the other options you'd take between the Terminators or the Brutalis Dreadnought, some other elite choices you'd maybe use there, or indeed something else that's around the Land Speed of Vengeance's point. If you've got another option that's around that 115, 120 point value, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And so that's the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and drop a comment letting us know what you enjoyed about the video down in the comments below. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server, which is linked down in the video's description for you to come join. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel, link down in the video's description as well are the best ways to help support the channel. This can either be by grabbing some merch from our Teespring or Ko-fi stores, or by grabbing some product from one of our many channel sponsors, which are linked down in the video's description as well, like Baron of Dice. Or you can join our Patreon or YouTube members, the best ways to help support the channel. If you do so, you'll get a fantastic little shout out at the end of the video, like all these amazing people, our Patreons: Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lyle, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Cure Dynamic, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Iron Grinch, Colorblind Magic, Grimscold, Andy C, and our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lockloric, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, Davis Weir, James Tillman, Gargamel196, Disco, and John Castle. Special thank you to all of you for helping support the channel and your continual support, and a massive special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel, and for everyone who helps make the channel do what it's able to do, whether that's coming on for battle reports or indeed the amazing people that help run our Discord and live streams as well. Thank you all once again for your support. Stay safe everyone, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.